அனைவருக்கும் மாலை வணக்கம். தமிழ்நாடு கேரியர் கவுன்சிலிங் சங்கம் சார்பாக உங்களை அனைவரும் இந்த காணொலியில் சந்திப்பதிலே மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் ஒவ்வொரு தலைப்பிலே அந்தந்த துறை சார்ந்த வல்லுநர்கள் நம்மளோட ஒரு அனுபவங்களையும் அவர்கள் பெற்ற அறிவாற்றல்களையும் நம்மளோட பகிர்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். இது மாணவர்களுக்கும் பெற்றோர்களுக்கும் அவருடைய கெரியரை எப்படி கொண்டு செல்வதற்கு உதவி கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அந்த வகையிலே இன்று நமது 44வது தொடரிலே இருக்கின்றோம். இன்று நமது 44வது தொடரிலே நம்முடன் உரையாற்ற இருப்பவர் டாக்டர் ஐ சங்கர். அவர் நேஷனல் காலேஜ் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியரிங் கோவில்பட்டியிலே பேராசிரியராக பணிபுரிந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார், மெக்கானிக்கல் இன்ஜினியரிங் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டிலே. அவர் பேச இருக்கின்ற தலைப்பு சிஸ்டமேட்டிக் அப்ரோச் ஆஃப் நியூ ப்ராடக்ட் டெவலப்மெண்ட் ப்ராசஸ். மெக்கானிக்கல் துறை சார்ந்த அவருடைய ஆராய்ச்சியை பற்றியான அனுபவங்களையும் அவருடைய சந்தித்த விஷயங்களையும் பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள இருக்கின்றார். அவர் பல ரிசர்ச் பப்ளிகேஷன்ஸை ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறார். 2 லைஃப் மெம்பராக இன்டர்நேஷனல் இன்ஸ்டியூட் ஆஃப் டெக்னிக்கல் எஜுகேஷன்லையும் மற்றும் ஒரு இன்ஸ்டியூட் ஆஃப் இன்ஜினியரிங்லையும் லைஃப் மெம்பராக இருக்கிறார். ஒரு புத்தகம் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணியிருக்கிறார். அனைவரும் சார்பாக உங்களை இந்த காணொலியிலே அவரை வரவேற்று அவருடைய உரையை ஆற்றுவதற்காக வரவேற்கின்றேன். சங்கர் சார், ஓவர் டு யூ.
So thanks for the warm welcoming, Dr. Salim sir, and thanks Shankar sir and everyone here for giving the opportunity to talk about the things what I am practicing now. So here, let me to present my screen. So hopefully my screen is visible to you, right?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay, thank you. Now, today's topic is systematic approach of a new product development process. Right, it is actually an evening time. A few people have completed the today's task at your regular livelihood. And just I want to make this leisure time as a time which is used for gathering some information. And particularly, I'm not going to speak about any new things which is not disclosed so far in the general public. I'm going to discuss the things what you already know, but I'm going to give you in some other perspective. Hope this may be useful to you. And the actual essence of the talk what I am going to give is the systematic approach of the new product development process. So what is a new product? See, products only new, but the application is always old. So whatever the product we are arising in the market, that product is arised due to a need which is already exist. So need is the mother of all the inventions. So here I'm giving you some insights and give you some ideas how to evolve a new product. And the how to evolve new product idea is not limited to my presentation. It's an ocean. So here I am giving you a simple drop, a single drop only we are going to discuss today. So first of all, let me to justify why these things are very much essential nowadays. And these technical things are how far related to the present life situation of our country. Let me to give you a slide. Unemployment in India, it's actually a very big challenge of India. So you know, India is the highly populated country in the world. We are in the 2nd place, and most of the people in India are youth, and 40% of the employable youth are still unemployed, and the remaining are underemployed. So underemployment is more danger than the unemployment. So why this is happening in our country? Because of the slow business expansion, and many employers giving preference to the experienced candidates and not preferring the freshers, and the low wages or salary below the market rate. See, the thing what is roaming in the society is unemployment, particularly for the freshers who are all completing their graduation. So immediately after their graduation, they are expecting to go for a job. So in our country, the personal income of a person is not very much higher. So most of the families educating their children by acquiring loan from the government or some other sources. And each and every graduates is in need of earning money just after the graduation. So this is what the trust in the society. And what are all the ways to overcome this unemployment issue in our country are, these are all the 4 points. First of all, raising the control of the rising population, but it's not in our hand. We should not speak about that when we are thinking about in technical manner. But we can improve the quality of our education. We can make all the graduates employable at the end of their graduation. And agriculture-based industries in rural areas can be encouraged. See, our country is the agriculture land. Most of the land space here depends on agriculture. So whatever the thing you want to increase or you want to arise in our country, if it is under the banner of agriculture, definitely that will become a great success. And then industrialization should be created and in the way of rapid way. And first of all, we have to educate our kids this statement: learn and remove the L. This is very important. First, our children needed to learn. Thereafter only they can earn. But in very former days, there is a practice is that schooling and the colleges are very waste. If you start your money earning process in very much earlier, at the age of 50 or 60, you will become a billionaire or you will become a millionaire. But this practice and this fact is nearly 50 years old in our country. It's out of trend actually. Nowadays, everything is based on technology. If anyone don't know technology, is not able to survive even as an employer or an employee. So whatever the role you are having in the society, you have to learn first. Then only you can earn. And then invention versus innovation. These two terms we already hear. So far, we discussed what is our country's situation and what is the requirement of current youth to become an employable person or become an entrepreneur. So after this slide will give you a simple difference between the terms invention and innovation. These two terms are well-known terms by us, but in new product development perspective, invention is nothing but a concept or a scientifically evolved basic principle which is having no application by direct. Invention is a scientific output. It's having no application. It's a proof of concept. Whenever any invention is enriched with the market survey and find towards an application, if you utilize your invention, you will come up with a product. So innovation is nothing but loaded with features and ready to serve for any application in the form of a product or in the form of a process, whatever it may be. So this is nothing but the difference between invention and innovation. Now we are only studying the inventions. We are not ready to practice innovation. This is what the education system and our children practices having some lags. We are only studying invention. We are not trying to practicing innovation. We should practice innovation. We should apply the skills, apply the knowledge, what we occurred in the form of invention. Then only we can take the world into the next level. So if you look over the billionaires and the millionaires all over the world, the business gems, what they actually did is they moved the world into the next level by introducing new technologies and by introducing new products. See, the application may be old, but the product is very, very new, evolved with very, very new concepts. So who is ready to give a new product with a new concept for an existing application will become a master of the market. See, what is actually a new product? How we are going to develop a new product? First, new product is nothing but a product which is developed by means of a scientific concept for a particular application. So whenever there is a need is in the society, this will stimulate for an innovation. First, we have to identify the opportunity for our innovation. Then we have to develop a concept for that. By using that concept, we can serve for that application. serve for that need. The implementation may be in the form of a product or in the form of a process or in the form of the service. Whatever it may be, this should have an application, this should have an innovative features, and this should be novel at last. It should be novel. So your new product should be a purely new product. You should not modify the existing product with some minimum extent and you proposing it a new product. This is not the correct way of promoting a new product. A new product should have novelty. A proper novelty gap you have to maintain between the existing product and your new product if both are targeting the same application. And now, what are the various steps in the new product development process? Shankar sir, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry for the cross question. How much time here I can take, sir? So based on that, I can explain the things.
Yeah, you can
Very
proceed,
sorry.
sir. No problem, sir. You can proceed, sir. I will inform you that. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Yes. The first stage of any new product development is opportunity identification, because without any opportunity, nothing will arise. Without any opportunity, if you develop a product, no one is here to purchase your product. So first you have to find the vacuum in the market for which the people need a product. For that, you can prepare the product. And the meantime, the need and your technology should be matched with each other. You should not prepare a high-fi technical product for just filling the paper in the calendar. So in that way, what much technology you are imposing on a product should match with the targeting application. You should not waste the technology, and the meanwhile, you should not prepare a product with inferior technology. This should be matched with each other. And then customer need, product specification, product concept, design, prototyping, robust design, IPR. These are all the various steps we need to follow when you're supposed to develop a new product. So let me give a short insight on each stages in a very faster way without harming your time. The first one, opportunity identification. What is opportunity identification? Opportunity seems as a vacuum by the supplier. So it's an idea for an existing problem. So people are facing so many problems in their day-to-day life. These problems are nothing but the opportunity for the developers or the suppliers or the entrepreneurs. They have to find the problem of the society. Otherwise, the suppliers can sense the need. There is a lot of difference between the existing problem and a sensed need. See, I will give you one example. If people are planning to move from one place to another place, they are in need of a transportation system. For that, the vehicles are introduced. So this is the existing problem, and the technology served the solution. But sometimes people living with the problems, they don't know it is a problem, and they adapted their life to manage that problems. So this is also happened. On that time, a creative thinker have to sense the need, and make this as an opportunity to introduce a new product or new service. For example, a few years in the sense maybe 4 to 5 years back, there is no Zomato, there is no Swiggy. If any people want to taste the hotel food, they have to go to the hotel and they have to sit in the furnitures and eat. If they want to eat it in their home, they have to get the parcel. So whatever it may be, the people need to come out from the home and walk or travel to the hotel. This is what the scenario few years back, and this scenario is followed for so many years. No one is considering it as an issue, as a problem, but an entrepreneur sensed it. If we supply the food of a particular hotel to a needy person, people will encourage us. We need not to establish a hotel. We need not to cook. But what we are going to do, we are going to purchase the food for the people and give this to them. So how it can happen? How I know who is needing what? By using technology, they prepared an Android app and they encourage the people to use that app. People nowadays getting hotel food from their home. So now the people encouraging this facility, but in the very first time, no one is demanding this kind of facility in the society. No one is encouraged Swiggy or Zomato before they starting up. But after they starting up, every one of us encouraging them. This is nothing but sensing the need. So in that way, the society is having lot of opportunities. Still, lot of opportunities are dumped in the society. A creative person who is ready to serve the society by his technology needed to digging out the opportunity from the public. So other things what I shown here are just relevant to that. And after identifying how the opportunity can be identified by a team is, first you have to form the team, generate or sense the opportunities, screen them based on the severity, based on the demand, and develop it into a next level, and then select the best opportunities. This is nothing but the opportunity identification process is a very, very first process before you starting up. And then the next process is identifying customer needs. Yes,
sorry for
I identified the.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have only
Yes,
5 minutes.
Oh, okay, sir. The timing is running in my screen
yeah,
also.
Yes, sir. Rejoin the same link, sir. You can continue. Okay.
Just after the termination, automatic termination of the meeting, we can join here itself with the same link.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the next stage is identifying the customer needs. Yeah, we identified the opportunity, but we don't know in which flavor the customers are demanding the outcome. So for that, after identifying, we have to reach the customers. We have to reach the persons who are all going to use our technology. See, it's a critical stage in the new product development process. Each and every step is important, but it's more critical stage because the entire thing what we are doing is only to satisfy the customer. If we don't supply the things which is not required by the customer, then even you prepared a very, very hi-fi technology, no one is here to purchase the product or no one here to encourage yourself. So you have to identify the customer need by interacting with them, by having a survey on the customer needs. See, this is the things what are coming under identifying the customer needs. The objective of the stage is you have to identify the needs and the demands of the customer. And you can identify the hidden needs also. Some needs are not disclosed by the customer and they are not able to specify it by words, but we have to identify it. And sometimes the people requirement are in the rough form. A word is there. The customer is always a customer. He is speaking always in the way of customer. Sometimes if you ask the customers regarding a product quality, for example, if you ask about a mobile phone, some customers say, I am in need of a high battery usage. And someone says, I am in need of a lightweight mobile phone. Someone demand, I am in need of very high battery backup, meantime with a lightweight. It is not actually possible, but customer will require in their own way. We have to optimize these things and supply without any tolerance. And if there is any tolerance, you have to justify it by some other values which are all added with your product. And what are all the steps in the customer identification, customer survey identification is, first we have to collect the raw data from all type of customers, not only from the particular class of people. We have to collect the data from all kind of people, and we have to interpret the data as customer needs. And we have to organize the needs into a hierarchy, that is the primary need, secondary need, tertiary need, based on the severity of the need. For example, for a car, safety is very much important. Color is less important. We have to give more priority on the safety instead of giving more priority to the color of the car. So in that case, primary need is safety, secondary need may be the color or something else. So in that way, we have to group the needs in various stages, in various hierarchies, based on their severity and based on their demand. And then we have to understand the records and the same for the further processing. We have to record it, everything. We have to record everything for the future reference, for the group discussion, for the brainstorming session, for everything. We have to prepare the records. And the next stage is product specifications. Product specifications is the stage where, based on the customer requirement, we are fixing the specification of the product. So each and every nut and bolt of the product should address a need of the customer only. We should not prepare products with our ideology. I am knowing this technology. I can establish the technology into that much. I like this kind of material, so I prepared this product. Surely you have to buy. In that way, we should not compel the customer to buy the product. Whatever you know, whatever you do, whatever you spend for making the product, if it is not addressing the need of the customer, nothing will hit the market. So the products, each and every specifications of the product should address the need of the customer. And before starting up with this slide, let me give some hold on time for the break, since the session is going to end within the less 1 minute, I think.
Yes, sir.
So
yes, sir.
we can hold
Rejoin
on for
the
a few
segment,
seconds,
Yes,
and then rejoin, then continue with this slide.
Yes, sir. Thanks.